Alright, so make a quick video again. Today we are working on, well, the next couple of days, waiting on parts to come in, but we're working on back brakes on a Hyundai Genesis Coupe, 2010 R-Spec, so Brembo brakes. And what happened was I heard a loud, randomly hear a loud screeching noise, and then it would go away, then I'd hear some rattling noises as I went over bumps. And then there was the, whenever you pulled the e-brake handle up, you'd hear like it'd go up all the way and it wouldn't grab something, but it would still hold. And sometimes it would go up part way like it's supposed to, when it has material left in the pad, on the shoes. And so I decided to pull the rotors off in the back, and found the best way to do it. I know a lot of people strip these screws out that hold the rotors in. There we go. Strip them out when they hold them in. They go on right here and down there. And there's two of them. And best way to get them off, takes a little bit of effort, but what I use is a Phillips head screwdriver and a hammer. Just give them a nice tap, a couple of taps, nothing too hard, don't have to hit it that hard, just enough to vibrate it to loosen up any rust on the threads, any sort of, grime and grit. And then, what I use, it's a fairly cheap drill. This one is a 5.2 amp drill. And so it's a little bit more powerful. I was trying to use a couple other drills. This one, another older drill, but this one's only 3 amps. And I have another one that's like 2.5 amps. Found out that this drill works the best, and a very wide Phillips head drill bit on it. Something very wide to fit, because that's what those screws are. Is a very wide head. You want it to fit as close to the head as possible, otherwise you're going to strip them out. No questions asked. So anyway, got those out on both sides. And this side's the problem. It actually has zero material left. Like, the material came loose. And this right here is what's left of it. Both sides, they're both gone. That's all metal right now. So I got some new parts for the shoes on both sides, replace them both. I'm going to replace the back brakes too, because they're probably original to the car. It only has 64,000 miles on it, but I bought it with about 16,000 miles on it. I don't know what the previous owner did with it, but the brakes were, when I replaced the front ones, they were like worn unevenly. Like the inside pad was worn completely gone and the outside pad was fine, so I thought they were fine because I only saw the outside pad. But anyway, so I rebled the whole system, and they're wearing good now. The key to this is, bleed it correctly, make sure there are 0 bubbles in the lines. You can never be too careful with that, because otherwise you lose pads within. I had to change the front ones after 30,000 miles on the car, and I don't beat on the brakes at all on this car. So anyway, so yeah, this is the problem one. 0 material. As you can see, it's shiny. And the passenger side is actually fine, but since I'm replacing the driver's side, I'm going to replace the passenger side one too. As you can see, there is material on this one, whereas that is where the metal is on the other one. This one has lots of material, which is why I was still holding, yet it was going up all the way sometimes. Yep, I'm going to put $18 from AutoZone for the brake shoes, and then I'm getting rotors from AutoZone, and then ceramic pads from AutoZone. I like the ceramic pads. They're pretty much zero brake dust, and the front ones are almost brand new still, and I've put another 30,000 miles on the car. So, yeah. And I think everything together, I forget exactly what each price, like the rotors, pads were, but everything together was like 140 bucks, which isn't bad. I mean, it's no worse than any other car I can think of. I mean, with big, especially with, you know, Brembo 4-piston calipers, and I think they're 13.2 or 13-inch rotors. But, yep. So, just thought I'd show that, you know. It's got to do basically a drum brake job and then a disc brake job on the back. So, alright.